Mr. Worldwide.
Welcome everyone to Global Brothers Podcast. We're excited to have today's guest on. We have a big Hollywood star entering the room, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. There he is.
We have a big Hollywood star in the room, ladies and gentlemen.
NYC in the building.
Yo, my man does not age. You look great, brother.
Thanks, man. I was thinking the same thing. He was actually, you were on the Breakfast Club recently, right? Yeah. I was thinking the same thing when you were on there. I was like, God, this guy's, he goes backwards.
Right. Benjamin Button's out here.
Well, let's get started, man. We got one of the stars in the room of the movie coming to Africa. So start it off, Marlon.
Well, I mean, to me, and I know to you as well, Heath, like this brother needs no introduction. You know, like we came up on stuff like Juice and just like, you know, that was a whole vibe, just a whole vibe and like era and time in our life. So, I mean, you know, having you with us, brother, is love, you know, and like, you know, big honor for us. You know, Khalil Kane has played in films like since the 1990s, which is why he's, like we say, he doesn't age because the brother still looks the same, you know, and still doing it. So we want to know like a bit like how did you hook up with Anwar and just the concept of this movie, like, you know, like how did it strike you in terms of like reading the script and saying I want to do this?
Anwar Jameson had a script. He had an idea for a movie. He wanted to invest in himself as an artist. So he did the things that he needed to do to get what he wanted done. I live in New York City. I have people coming up to me in the street all the time. How can I get down? Yo, put me in one of your movies. How do I become an actor? And I'm like, yo, man, if it's something that you're passionate about, you're going to figure out a way to get it done. Anwar found an email address for me.
What's your email address?
And sent me an email. Yo, but honestly, all this shit out in the world, it really is. So back to Anwar. Anwar sent me an email saying he had this film and he would love for me to be in it, and if I could, you know, contact him. So I did. Because in the email he gave me a rough, you know, idea of the concept of the film. It sounded interesting, so I hit him up.
That easy? That's simple?
But again, it was a well-crafted email. It was concise. It had pertinent information, and it had information that spoke to me about going back to the motherland, about being responsible, you know, to your people, about family. These are all, you know, concepts that speak to me personally as a human being. So I contacted him to hear what the brother had to say. And Anwar's great, man. Cool people. He's a good man. His family's beautiful. So we talked. I told him to send me the script. And if I dug the script, we would talk further. I read the script. I thought the script was really tight. I liked it a lot. So I called him back and you know, we negotiated a deal.
Wow. You know what? We start off pretty fast, man. Welcome to Global Brothers Podcast. You know, the one thing, you know, here in Dubai right now, Marlon, you in Rwanda or Kenya?
We're in Wakanda, brother.
So we're, you know, this is a special time because I'm not sure if you're in NYC or if you're in the States right now, but
I'm in Ghana.
You're in Ghana? You're still there? That's right. I'm sorry. You guys got the premiere tonight. Right. So there's people in Memphis that saw the premiere. We're going to try to not play spoiler in this quick, brief interview. But I did want to ask about you guys got, you know, Ghanaian superstars. You got a brother, PY, that just joined us. Was that pretty difficult to get the people together at the beginning?
That's all PY.
So I figured that.
You gotta think about the fact that, folks, karma, live your life well, be good to your brothers and sisters, because that Anwar Jameson he came here, man, and got blessed by the people. Ghana is a beautiful place. The people here are lovely. And you know, when he got here, PY hooked him up.
Okay. Hey, P.
What's up, brother?
Hey, you know, one of my notes while I was watching the movie was you kind of connector in some of this. Is your connection to Anwar back when you were in the States in Arkansas?
Okay, so my connection, yes, it goes back when I was in the States in Arkansas. That's where the connection comes from. I went to college in Little Rock, Arkansas. I was always in Memphis, you know, and I started Bless the Mic here, which, you know, is a musical platform that unearth talents, you know, and that's how I met Power. And then you know, I was in Arkansas, lived there for several years, you know, so that's where the connection came from. And from Power, connected to Anwar, and because, you know, they have that family relationship, you know, so that's where the original connection came from. Happened, you know, because if you think about it, you know, living in the U.S., in Arkansas, of all the places, you know, and experiencing what it means to be a Black person in the South, or more to African, you know, in living or going to school and living in the South. It was a big challenge, but that's where my connection comes from for this entire movie. But as far as production is concerned, you know, I'm the producer of the movie, co-produced with Power as well, you know. So as far as casting, you know, 80% of the cast is from Ghana, you know. So when we put out the call for auditions, the casting call for auditions, you know, we did that, and then we had over 300 people, you know, over 300 people showing up on the first day. Second day, we could barely even hold the space, you know. So it was quite tough, you know, to be able to cut the numbers down, getting the right people to be on the project, and then working with well experienced, iconic, you know, African figures like David Donto, who's been in movies like Deadly Voyage and other big blockbuster movies, you know, and Pauline Odro, and of course the amazing Nanama McBrown, super talented Nanama McBrown, coming on. So it's been a good journey. But as far as the cast is concerned, this is what we had to do, and this is what we worked with.
Yo, so PY, I don't get a mention, bro. Like, I don't need ask for real. What's good? Yo, where's my t-shirt? Where's my t-shirt? What's up?
Khalil, are you getting treated well there? It don't seem like it, man. What's up with that?
Like I said, the people of Ghana are beautiful, amazing. They've been treating me well. I don't know what PY's problem is, but you know, we're gonna have to discuss it after the premiere.
I want to just tell you, man, I was in Ghana last December, and I can't wait to go back. As a matter of fact, my visa hasn't expired yet. I can come anytime. So
supposed to be here right now.
I know. December's the month, man. Beyond the return. I know we don't have too much time to talk about that. Please, Dandy, jump in. I know you have something to say.
And all I got to say is if you pull out that Ghana Black Stars jersey on me, I'm going to reach through this computer.
I'll go get it.
Hey, this is coming to Africa, man. But next year, we're looking at doing an Africa tour. Ghana is just the beginning. You know, if it wasn't for COVID, you know, we're going to start and end in Ghana. So this is how it was supposed to happen. Because we had started earlier on, we've been to Ethiopia, to Rwanda, to Nigeria, to Togo, South Africa, to Kenya. You know, we would have done all these countries and then ended up in Ghana and Gambia and Gabon. You know, so it's been very tough for us. You know, getting Khalil to come all the way here. It's a phenomenon. Event that we're about to put together today for the premiere. It's just rather unfortunate, but everything that happens, you know, it's meant to be. You know, the universe, and this is what is supposed to be happening right now. So we're embracing it.
Brother Anwar,
with William,
salute, bro. We needed this. We needed this. Definitely needed this. Welcome to Global Brothers Podcast.
Man, thanks for having us. Sorry I'm late, but you know the business never stops. It's a big night, man, and we getting it ready.
No doubt, no doubt. So,
So
Professor Anwar. Oh, go ahead, Khalil.
I have a question. So PY, Anwar, PY is talking about March, doing a screening and an event in Dubai in March. Do you guys think we'll be able to announce coming to Africa 2 in March in Dubai?
I don't see no reason why not.
This is part 2.
Hey,
Hey, did that just happen live on Global Brothers Podcast? Khalil Kane announced coming to Africa 2?
yes.
What?
Can you? Hey, we need him to repeat that. Okay, Khalil, can you start it off?
I was asking the creators of the film, Anwar Jameson, and the producer PY, if we're gonna, do an event in Dubai in March. I mean, I think that's enough time. Maybe at that event we can announce coming to Africa 2.
Sound like a plan, man. So by the time March come around, we have a handle on exactly what the climate of the world is looking like. You know what we already. You already know what we got in our minds right now. So I think that would be the perfect place to roll it out.
Well, hey, I won't play spoiler, but I guess you're going to be still hugged up as like you were at the end of the movie.
Well, yeah, you know how it is with movies. We always got to add the conflict and keep the people with some twists and turns, and it won't be as straightforward as people think. But I got some things in mind. Definitely, I write in my head a lot before I even get it down. So I'm walking around on about 35-40% right now. You know what I mean?
I want to know what the fellas back home had to say in part 2 about you just not coming home. Like, honey, I ain't coming home no more. Fellas, I ain't coming home no more.
Yeah, man, I'm supposed to go home on Sunday, and I got questions. I'm like, I don't know.
What's it? Art imitates life, right? You know what I mean? So the same thing is actually happening in real life. I love it. Anwar, obviously this is your baby. You know what I mean? Tell us how it all came about and like your thought process behind it. Like we want to know obviously about, did coming to America have an influence, on you, like, in your early life, like it did a lot of us, coming up in the 80s and 90s. How'd you conceptualize the whole thing?
Absolutely. That movie is so iconic, obviously. And it's one of those that everyone really holds dear to their heart. So when I started to conceptualize doing a movie in Africa, that popped into my mind. And obviously the title may have come before almost anything else, just because I was. And then I was able to say, what if you could do it the other way, right? You got two guys in there, fish out of water scenario, trying to find their way in an entirely different culture. What would that look like the other way? And then I thought about it, and I knew that I could make some really important points, with that, but also in that format, because at the end of the day, Coming to America is obviously a comedy, So I wanted to keep it lighthearted. I didn't want to go too over the top, but I wanted to make some serious points about Africa, but keep that balance. So it definitely influenced certain plot points in there without, trying to imitate the storyline.
Which I'm sure was a very hard thing to do, obviously, because it is such an iconic film. It had such huge characters in there that even if they weren't big at the time, like Arsenio and Eddie Murphy, like they are now, like so many people got like their big break from that film. I think Samuel L. Jackson, like that was one of his first films, matter of fact. So yeah, when I was watching the screener, right before this, super exclusive, that's me. I was watching the screener for Coming to Africa, and I was like, people are gonna blow up from this, man. People are gonna blow up from this. It's gonna be like a big opportunity, a springboard, such as like the one young brother that plays PY's brother or cousin. I'm not gonna say too much.
Yeah, it's Quavo Brown.
Yeah. That young brother's gonna blow up, man. He's got a future.
I told him that, and people have been asking about him, in the US. I said, hey man, you're gonna have all these girls, you know what I mean, around the world in your IG. And but I told him he was like, he's one of the most important characters in the movie by far. I told you, I told him, like, you're the consciousness of Ghana. Like, he embodies that.
What feedback are you getting from the people back home in Memphis?
Man, people love it. I'm so pleased. I can't lie. I said today, I woke up, I said, I was telling them yesterday, I'm a little nervous about this one. This is Ghana, you know what I mean? But the everywhere people been loving it, sending me the screenshots. We watching it right now, sharing it on social media. You gotta watch this movie. If you're not watching it, you this, you that. It's been universal that people been getting it, you know. So I'm loving that. And I just told them, man, this is Ghana. That I got butterflies. I ain't been nervous at none of the screenings, but I don't mind sharing that with the world. I'm a little nervous right now. with the Ghanaians, you know what I mean? It got me a little, a little nervous. But back home, people are really loving it, man. They really feeling it. You know, my cousin hit me up, like, this is my big cousin, he like, man, this in my top 4, cuz. I'm not saying that just because it's you. You right behind Cooley High. Like, this is my top 4 movies of all time. I was like, I'll take that.
That's dope.
Wow. Khalil, you've been, I mean, just doing some research on you just recently, and like I said, I saw your Breakfast Club interview. Your father's the founder of the Last Poets, man. Like, you've known about the motherland, I'm sure, at a deep level for a long time. What did you add, just in your acting and your presence on screen? Like, what did you add to coming to Ghana and filming this movie?
I feel like I gave Anwar an extra shot of confidence for him to, like, stand up for himself and stand up for the project in a way that, if I wasn't there, he might not have. There's a lot of ups and downs in the process of making a film happen. And, you got to be on top of it all the time. And I could see, like, when I showed up to Memphis, the film, like, Anwar was happy. He was like, wow, like, we got Khalil Kane up in the house now. It's real. Like, let's go, and we got right to it, And I let him know, even from my work ethic, like, I'm just another actor here, like, to project and do my job. Like, let's get it done. Let's get the day done, constantly on how much, like, I got to admit, I'm very proud of Anwar that he got this done from beginning to end. I love, again, his work ethic. I love his stick-to-itiveness. I love his ambition. Like, the fact that we're in Ghana right now is incredible to me. It really is. Yeah.
I felt the same way last year at the Year of Return. As a matter of fact, I mean, I might have told this on another show, Global Brothers Podcast, but the countdown 3, 2, 1. PY, I might have told you this. The countdown to New Year's last year.
Right.
I left while everybody was Happy New Year. I jetted out of the spot I was in and just walked down the street and cried because I couldn't believe I'm bringing in the new year in Ghana. And I was just bawling, and I was texting my mother, you know what I mean? And then I could remember days prior and days after the New Year's, that whole emotional thing. I was like, yo, I'm in Ghana. I just kept saying it. I'm in Ghana. It's just crazy. So I can only imagine your film career, you being all around the world, but you're in the motherland coming to Africa. That has to be a phenomenal feeling, man.
Yes, without a doubt. I'm grateful.
Wow. PY.
Yes, sir.
Brother.
So about tonight?
Yeah, exactly. Man, you guys got a big night tonight. Was it difficult for you to galvanize the people for this movie to help connect?
I am not. It's based on our culture, it's not that easy to get the people to understand the African American culture from back home. This is the reason why we had to put a movie like this together. so that we can continue, working towards bridging the gap, because we all one people, but when it comes to common understanding, it's a bit different because of how we've all been raised and the foundation that we've had. So the movie is what is really going to help, bridge this gap.
What do you think the Ghanaian, per se, will get out of this movie? What will the Ghanaian get out of this movie?
I think what the Ghanaian will get out of this movie is, being able to understand that we are all one people. Because, there'll be situations where Ghanaians might see, they might see Khalil on the road. The first thing they'll say is Obroni. When they hear the accent and his light skin, they will be like, oh, Brony, because in some of, the people's minds, all they know is that if you are that, if you have an accent and you are talking like that, that means you are Brony, and I don't know how he will feel about that, because Brony means white man, So
I'm like, what does that mean, bro?
Yeah. Obroni means white man,
Yeah.
So, but meanwhile, if you go back in the Bronx or in New York, somewhere, you are considered, you are never going to pass for a white person.
Mm-hmm.
You get me? So This is some of the things that we really need to let them understand. That look, when you see someone like that, he's African. He comes from here. The history, the understanding. So this is what I personally want a lot of Ghanaians to get from this, because once we have that in the mind, it will help us to understand that look, we are all one people, regardless whether you're here or not. If you are back home and this is what's happening, you can adjust to it, you can relate to it. So that's what I believe, that people can really tap from out of this.
Nanama is the same color as me.
I know. But they will not call her bro because she doesn't have an accent.
So let me jump in. I want to PY correct me on this one. I want to try to break down what Khalil just said. I was in Osu at a restaurant. It was called Republic or something like that.
Yeah, we were there the other day.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. So I was there, and I was waiting to be seated, and a waitress said, "You're white," and we were having a conversation before she said that, but in that conversation she said, "You're white." And I took it as culturally, like, yes, we're Western culture. So I don't think she means Khalil's white. I think she means that we're non-African or non. Yeah, definitely. And there is, I had to come to grips with this. As much as I don't like it, there is an African-American culture.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess we got to lean into that.
And we need to lean into it. And the thing about it is that I looking at my Instagram today, I'm looking at my feed and I'm looking at all the comments, all these people that follow me, and constantly from Black people, African Americans, they're, oh my God, that's so wonderful. You're so lucky. This is great for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. There's an understanding that this is something that is necessary for us to feel whole as people from the West, Black people from the West. I mean, for us to get a sense really of being grounded and feeling full, a trip here is necessary. Mm. My mother was like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you're going to get to go finally. Like, it's a big deal. Not just culturally, but like emotionally, mentally, spiritually. This is important for every Black person in America to get the opportunity to come home.
Definitely. Have you been to Cape Coast yet?
Yes.
How was that experience?
Visceral.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm still working through it. I'll be working through it for quite some time.
Processing.
Yes.
I wanted to mention that while watching the movie, I'm not going to say much, but while watching the movie, I noticed quite a few occasions, and I want to know if it was a conscious thing that you did, Anwar, that I felt like the creators took special attention to erase stereotypes. I'll give you, for instance, there's one scene at a restaurant and someone had to, like, pay for something. And he said, oh, I need to change money, but, like, I didn't bring any local money. Do you take credit card? And she's like, of course. So, like, to me, like, just like those, like, little tiny things, because, like, if you haven't been, been to the, like, the continent before, any country.
Inspiration for this because she came to Memphis and gave a speech in early 2000, about 2001. And that was a lot of what her thesis of the speech was. She started kind of unwrapping and breaking a lot of the stereotypes that a lot of us had about Africa. And then I added on to that with things that I read and kind of went through that journey. So definitely through the movie, I wanted to, as much as possible, in a 94-minute movie, give people that same experience if they haven't gone on an individual journey, and kind of break down some of those stereotypes. So yes, that was very important to me.
That's awesome. Well noted. Sorry for my technical difficulties.
Oh, no problem.
PY, I need one of them shirts.
Yes, sir.
One of them shirts, bro.
I got you. You want me to mail it?
yo, fling the thing, flip just.
Hey, we're supposed to be there, man. We're supposed to be there, sometime next week, but we will definitely work on it properly, and come through, and do that premiere.
Yeah, because listen, like, that has to be a continental thing, obviously, Ghana is, very important in terms of, being the first independent Black country and all. But yeah, like, we have to bring that love and connective, a connective message of, like, diaspora and continental Africans all over the continent. Everybody needs to see that, So for sure, East Africa needs that.
Absolutely, and I just want to highlight on what you have said earlier on in terms of what we showcase when we shoot movies like this. Most often we want to show the down low side of the continent, and which is sort of a low blow to all of us. So we need to show them that, look, like Nas and Damien said, California feels like I'm in Accra. You know what I mean? So we all one people. The connection is there. It's just that we have to have it right here to achieve that goal of educating ourselves to understand that, look, we are one people and we can make it happen. So we need to show what it is. That's why I give mad props to Anwar, that I've been learning a lot from as well. Because we together we have a common goal and a common vision, and we will continue making movies for folks to see that, look, we don't live on trees in 2020. We are not, jumping around or swinging around with monkeys. Yes, I might have a monkey in my house as a pet, which I can feed, but it doesn't mean I'm swinging around.
Because that's balling. Balling stuff right there. I got a pet monkey. What? That's balling.
Hey, Anwar, I wanted to ask the same question I had for Khalil as far as Cape Coast, but I'm asking it a different way. Did you go to Cape Coast prior to making the movie, or did you go this trip? You went this trip.
I went this trip. This is actually my third time in Ghana. I came when we shot the movie. I came last year at the end of December just to get back up with PY, do a little bit more publicity and keep the thing rolling. So I wanted to, and the time just didn't work out. And I'm kind of glad it happened this time. And I got my family with me this time. And it worked out better. And we all got to go down together. And yeah, that's an experience, man. But what's funny is I'm actually studying for my PhD right now. I'm taking doctoral classes in heritage studies, and I have a class in African history. I didn't even know before we had the premiere put together. So I got a presentation next week on Elmina and Cape Coast castles And that was already set in stone months ago. So guess what? I'm gonna kill that presentation. I'm gonna get an A on that all the way, even if I wasn't already. But that's funny how things come together. You know, now I got real pictures and video to go with my presentation.
And nothing beats experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
PY brought up music, you know, and what he was talking about, you know, for the people that don't know, that's Nas and you know, Junior Young's album called Distant Relatives. And every time I think about you know, being in the continent from coming here for the first time, like, you know, a few years back, it really does feel like that. So I want to know, like, you know, your experience as well, Anwar, maybe from even like knowing PY in the States to actually seeing like how things like, you know, like really get down like on the continent. Like, did you feel that familiarity of already, you know, like knowing each other before?
Definitely, but this is the thing. We didn't meet over there, right? So even though he was in Arkansas, I was in Memphis, we didn't meet. So again, my cousin Power, who, you know, was the connection between us, who's, you know, also plays my brother in the movie, he connected us. So the relationship started on WhatsApp, you know, and he was always telling me about PY, you know, PY, you know, we meet PY, wait till you meet him. And then we met. So we spoke on the phone a lot of times first. So when I got here, like you said, familiar, that was the key word, man. Family, it felt like it. And I give you a little story about that, man. When you say distant relatives, it was the day of, we shot the hotel scene or whatever. And our van driver was late, man. Like, he left us out there. We thought we was gonna be done kind of early. We ready to go home, and I was getting madder and madder and madder. And they were like, "Look, it's this little pub across the street, man. Let's just go have a beer." So me, PY, and Frank, our assistant director, started walking across the street. I'm hot, and as we walking up closer to the pub, I'm like, "Hold on, that's Al Green they playing." And they playing Al Green, and it was these two old dudes outside sipping their beer in a little paper bag, and they singing every word. And then Marvin came on, and they was singing every word. I'm like, these dudes look like my uncles. They sitting out here sipping that beer, listening to Al Green, Marvin Gaye singing every word. I was like, man, if that don't show me this is home and that we the same, then nothing else will.
Yeah, you know, it was scary at times with me because I would turn and look at somebody in a restaurant and be like, that looks like my aunt. Like I felt like I was in the cafeteria in high school. Like, yo, that looks like. Yeah. We definitely are. We're descendants, man, of the West Africa, man, somewhere. You know?
And talking about music, right? Since we're on that subject. The music on the soundtrack is 100% Ghanaian.
Adina,
well, apart from a special track from my director, you know, he spit some serious bars, man.
Bars.
Who sang the rap that had something to do? It was like Rwanda. It was all the countries.
Yeah, that was
Young Boss. That's Young Boss.
Really?
Young Boss,
Young Boss 436. Yes, that's him.
Okay, that was dope. But you know, Adina Adina Tembe. She's been on Global Brothers podcast.
Shout out Adina. Shout out Adina.
2018, I think 2019.
No, last year, bro. Yeah, 2019. It seems like a crazy ass timeline, but it was just last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and she's on the soundtrack as well. She's big.
Yeah, her new album is amazing too. Bro. I threw that in on the highway, just rolling. I'm like, man, I love her sound, man. Hey,
one second. Adina's on the phone. Yeah, girl, we talking about you. But right before we came on, I did message her and say, hey, do you want to be a surprise guest? You know, like we got the panel on, and she's like, oh, I'd love to, but I'm in sound check. So, you know, just like shows how much of a professional she is, you know, doing her thing. But she does say hello. You know, that's like one of our favorite guests that we've had on. So, you know, much love to Adina.
It's funny you did that because I text Kwame, her manager, and told her to be on. So that's fantastic.
Hey man, I don't go through middleman, Bailey. I don't go through middleman. I go direct, baby.
Right. Hey, man, we're excited to bring this to all parts of the world. You know, Africa.
Sure.
We're excited to see you guys go on tour. And I was just happy to to see the movie before everybody else, man. You know,
bro, there's nothing like an exclusive for real. What's up, bro? See people coming in. Anwar got a party. Anwar got a party before the
there. Okay, we know you gotta go, man. We know.
Hey, you see everybody coming in. Hey, it's a big night, man. I can't believe it's here, man.
Definitely. Well, hey, Dandy, you want to take us out, brother?
Yeah, man. Well,
okay, so
yeah, PY, please.
Talking about the soundtrack.
Adina.
Oh yeah, Adina. You saw her? Did you catch her performance when you were here?
I did. I was at Afrochella. I saw her there, and then but we were telling Anwar that and our guests that she was a guest on Global Brothers podcast last year here in Dubai.
Right. When she came for MKO's album. Yeah. How is that MKO doing, man?
Shout out to
Wonderful,
MKO.
man.
Shout out to MKO.
For sure.
Okay, brothers. So tonight is going to be good. Our black carpet. We're doing a black carpet. Starting around 6:30, and then we're doing the premiere. Yes, sir. We're doing the premiere. We're doing 2 showings tonight because the demand. We cannot just let people, we cannot leave them hanging. So we definitely have to do 2 showings tonight. It was going to be just one private premiere, exclusive premiere, but we're doing 2 showings so that we can give the masses out there who wants to watch the movie here at home first tonight before tomorrow will be released here in Ghana as well, because it's already on Amazon Prime, but you cannot watch it from Ghana because of tonight's exclusive premiere. So tomorrow will be available for anyone in Ghana to be able to watch, and then look out for the upcoming other platforms that we're definitely going to put the movie on. And I must say, guys, it's an honor to be on here. Thank you so much for having us. Khalil, Kwesi Khalil, Triple K, Kwesi Khalil, and Kofi Anwar, and myself, and big shout outs to David Donto, Pauline Odro, and our queen, Anama McBrown,
Anwar, I know it was really fun playing the love interest for her.
Hey, man, that's I know we about to wrap up, so I can't tell you the whole story, but imagine I wasn't even supposed to be playing. I wasn't even supposed to be acting in this movie. 2 days before screening, I'm already in Africa, and the actor who was going to play the part left me hanging. So I'm not going to give him no light today. I don't even want to, but so imagine that. So all the way up to then, when I go over there,
the time will come.
Tour and all of this stuff, it's like I'm going to tell her I'll be your director. Thank you for being in the movie, and so it was a surprise to me. So working with her, man, she got like great comedic timing and all of that. And the thing I want to say about her that I tell about people, man, is that surprised me. She has a real director and editor's eye. She edits her own TV shows. So me and my DP Ellis Fowler, we be so locked in. We went to film school together. So it's like usually when we on the set, it's kind of like people try to give us suggestions. Like, I hear you, but no, you don't know what we seeing. I hear you, but stay over there. Like, we got this kind of. But she would jump in with something, and we look at each other like, dang, she right. You know what I mean? She was like right on the same page as us, and we never really had nobody around us acting who was doing that, man. So yeah, she's a great all-around talent.
That's fantastic, man.
That's amazing. I want two things to round us out with yourself and then PYU the same thing. So kind of like a lasting moral that like you got from the experience, and I guess just like playing in the movie, Anwar.
So like a lasting moral, just to reiterate what PY said, we are all one. But we have to make ourselves all one. And what you learn, what you study history is just that that's something to be created. All Africans on the continent who are born and raised here, don't all consider themselves that. It's not like just because we're from another place. That's something that has to be created anyway. So I just say that it's what we make it. You know, our relationships are what we make them, and what we get out of them are what we make them. And me and PY, we perfect examples. That's my brother, man. Both born the same year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I look at him a lot like if I was born where he was, I would probably be him. If he was born where I was, you know what I mean? Like, that's my bro. So that's what I say to that, man. We are one, but what we get out of it is up to us, man.
PY, we need it, man.
PY, holla,
Yes,
brother.
sir. Yes, sir.
What's your moral of the story? What's the moral?
The moral of the story is, man, let's live a purpose-driven agenda life. You know, meaning that we're all here for the right purpose. You know, so we need to and our purpose is to we need to be together. You know, our purpose is for us to be together, and we need to tell our story. We are the only ones who can tell our stories because we know what it feels like, because we can relate. I can relate. When I was in Little Rock, I was relating to a lot of things. I was going to someone's farm and I was killing goats to come and make my pepper soup and all of that. That's something I used to do at home. You know, but so it's
go to Little Rock.
I'm telling you, man, we have so much to talk about when we do the podcast, man. You know, so for all the stories, we all want people, man. Let's all, you know, let's have one mind and let's not try to bring ourselves down and, you know, you're not that good, I can do this better than you, and that it won't take us anywhere. We need to build. Because if we build together, we can definitely get the results that we are all looking for. Because trust me, the next man out there is not going to let us have it.
I know you guys got to do your thing. Again, congratulations. Huge accomplishment. Very big night, not just for you, but I believe for all Pan-African people, because that's all of our hopes that, you know what I mean, we'll unite around, like the singular cause that we have, you know, which is lifting Africa and, you know, furthering us as a people. So, thanks again, brother Anwar, PY, you know, like you already know what it is, brother. And
yes, sir.
Thanks for having it.
Thank you, bro.
For sure. So this is how we end all the time. As we always say at this time, live global and prosper. Peace.
One love, one Africa.
Check us out on YouTube, Global Brothers Podcast, and please subscribe and share and, you know, continue to support, you know, good content.
Everybody. Mr. Worldwide.